Hello everyone, it's Kiki here, and this week I'm doing the Draw This in Your Style challenge that's been floating around on Twitter and slowly been going around to other places, such as like the Artemino. So I got all of the 4 characters that I'm doing off Twitter. The first one is by @AlexiSGH. I just thought the character was kind of cute, and I don't know, for some reason she makes me think of like little dragon rider elf girl. That's the vibe I got. But I thought she was cute, and I liked the style, so I wanted to try and put it in my style. And so I started on the computer, and was like, not really digging it while I was drawing it, but I'm like, yeah, it works. But I started it kind of late, so I had stopped for the night shortly after I started coloring. And when I came back to it the next day, I was just kind of like, yeah, nope. So I sketched it real quick in my little sketchbook and liked the sketch a lot better, so I put that into the computer and just started completely over. And I liked that a lot better, so I did that with the other 3 as well. I just started with the pencil and paper sketch and just went from there with all 4 of them. Even with the redone version of her, there was still 1 or 2 little things that I wasn't like. I like it all, but there's still like 1 or 2 things that I'm still like, eh. Mainly her face. I think I made her eyes too big, I think is the biggest problem I have. There's like no room for her nose. But other than that, I'm really happy with how she turned out, especially the shading on her dress, I suppose it is. I'm really happy with how I did the shading on that. I sort of like awkwardly cut her off at her cuffs, and I didn't do her hands. I don't know why. I did. I was being weird. And I kind of felt bad because with the other 3, I did them the whole way down basically to their knee, and they all have hands. So I was like, eh. But I was really happy with how it already looked, so I didn't want to mess it up by trying to add to it. It's my excuse. But yeah, no, I'm really happy with how this version turned out and how I managed to get the shading and stuff on it. So this next one is a necromancy wizard by DJ's Quiet Place on Twitter. Just kind of, the pose she had him in was kind of like this, I don't know, it was a cool pose. I mean, you see it there. And I liked the character design, and just from the little blurb there, I'm assuming he's like a D&D character, and I like D&D, so I went for it. And he just looks cool in general. The only thing that I'm not quite happy with him is I made his head a little lopsided, but other than that, I'm really happy with how this one turned out. I like his look. I think I might have actually done him the quickest out of all 4 of them, but I had fun with him. I didn't know what the front of the book looked like, so I kind of added a little bit like to it. Like I didn't like scribble on it or anything. I just like put these weird red-black squares essentially just to give it a little bit of something. I really like how he turned out, and I like his little kind of don't mess with me or I'll read a spell from my book pose that I gave him, and I'm happy with his hand. I like his hand. Yeah, that's all I really have to say for him. He was fun. So this next one is by Velvitas on Twitter. I don't know, he just kind of, I thought he looked fun and interesting and different. So I'm like, hey, why not? So I decided to do him. That's the entire story. I don't know, I like the design. I had a little trouble with his coat thing because I couldn't tell if it was like a collar and a hood or if it was just a hood. So I did what I could with it. A little bit of issue with his arm, and I had to fix his sleeves. I made his sleeves come down too far, and needed to make his gloves go up higher on his arm. But he was pretty fun. I did him fairly quick. Like as I went along, I think I did them faster. Like I got in my groove. Yeah, and once I kind of got in my groove, I felt like it was getting easier for me to do them in my own in my style. I've made the mention before that I'm still not completely comfortable with my own art style. I still have moments where I'm just like, I don't like it. I think this challenge helped me a bit with that. I did kind of mentally figure out one of my issues. I see something and I try to mimic it. So like when I was doing the 16 style challenge where I was trying to match a style, I had a fairly easy time with that because I was drawing my own character, but I was matching something I was looking at. Whereas this, I'm looking at something and trying to draw it differently, which I have a slight problem with. But again, as I went, I had a much easier time with it. Somehow, for some weird reason, when I sketch on paper, like I'm looking at something on my phone and I'm sketching on paper, I have a slightly easier time translating it, probably because I'm doing it a little bit more rough. I don't know why, that's my best guess, but yeah, that's why I have started to sketch on paper. So this character is by @Victormon on Twitter. I don't know, he looked like a cool space ninja person, and I'm like, I'm gonna draw you, because he looks adorable and badass at the same time. He's kind of like Hiei. But yeah, I had fun with him too. These spiky Kakashi hair and flowy scarf thing. I don't normally draw people in skin tight outfits, but I don't think I did too bad. It's a little awkward at one point. I did have a lot of trouble with his hands. I could not get them to look right, so I looked up a quick reference on my phone and had it next to me and quick sketched out on the computer, and that helped a lot. See, like, when I'm copying things, it's like, yeah. Yeah, I had fun with all 4 of these, and I'm really happy with how they all turned out. So I hope the people who the characters belong to like them if they see them. I mean, I'm gonna tag them on Twitter when I post them, so hopefully they'll see them. But yeah, I had fun with it. Alright, and that's this all finished up. I have no idea what I'm doing next week. But it will be art of some kind. And I hope I will have fun with it. And I hope you will like it. And I hope you like this. I'll see you next week.